Today, my colleagues and I will review an overall analysis on the state of the industry and business, followed by our recommendations for you all to consider for the future.
We begin our presentation. We want to keep our strategic questions in mind. First, should General Motors increase or decrease its level of vertical integration? Second, in what industry should GM expand or contract? Lastly, in what way should GM change its structures?
We will now share our findings from the background analysis. GM is a key player in the global automotive manufacturing industry, and it's the leading manufacturer in the United States with approximately 16.9% of the market share. Top competitors in the US include the companies listed on this slide. As you all know, the industry is facing a number of challenges in today's market. These include rapid changes in technologies and vehicles, shifts in consumer preferences and demand, risk of supply chain disruptions, and evolving policies and regulations. Additionally, the industry is undergoing a transformation with the rise of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles have shifted some demand away from traditional gas-powered and hybrid vehicles and moved it towards electric. Established companies have responded to this new demand by designing and producing models of electric vehicles, while newer companies have risen to specialize in only these types of vehicles. Overall, the industry is still considered stable due to the always present demand for vehicles. However, the challenges we have reviewed continue to put pressure on GM and its competitors to remain adaptable and innovative, responding to changes and keeping up with competitors both old and new. Now I'll pass to my colleague Sarah to share a summary of GM's current generic strategy.
Thanks, Haley. General Motors adopts a hybrid strategy, blending cost leadership and differentiation. By leveraging economies of scale and efficient operations, GM keeps production costs low, offering affordable options like the Bolt, one of the most affordable electric vehicles in the US. Yet GM also aims to differentiate itself, boasting a strategic vision of zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. Through innovations like OnStar and Super Cruise, GM leads in technology while recently venturing into plug-in hybrids, showcasing its commitment to meeting evolving customer needs. And despite challenges, GM's fiscal performance in 2023 was robust, with revenue reaching $171.8 billion, at highest since 2013. With plans to sell exclusively zero-emission vehicles by 2035, GM remains a resilient force in the automotive market, solidifying its global leadership position. Now I will pass it to Evan to review the current businesses that GM operates in.
General Motors stands as a key innovator and a global leader in the industry, with business operation emphasize innovation, market diversification, and global expansion. First, GM does vehicle manufacturing. GM design and manufacture diverse category of vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUV, and electric vehicles across its various companies. Second, GM produces commercial vehicles such as van and trucks. Third, GM is developing autonomous and electric vehicles. These cater to various needs. In addition to manufacturing, GM offers automotive financing options, including lease and loan. This makes vehicle purchase more accessible for customers and dealerships, supporting sales and customer satisfaction. Furthermore, GM enhances the driving experience through OnStar connected service. These services provide in-car infotainment, diagnostic, and remote functionality that boost user experience and safety. Lastly, GM's global operation extends across the world with extensive manufacturing, distribution, and sales network. This global presence allows GM to efficiently meet the diverse needs of its international customer base.
Thank you. Vertical integration in GM, including the several. The first one is streamlined operations. Vertical integration allows GM to bring critical functions in-house, including design, engineering, and distribution. Next, reduce reliance on suppliers. By international process, GM reduces reliance on external suppliers, which mitigate risks associated with supply chain. And next one, optimized supply chain. Vertical integration enables GM to forge strategy partnerships with suppliers or acquire them outright, ensuring a steady supply of components and raw materials. And enhanced quality control is also very important. End-to-end oversight allows GM to swiftly identify and address quality issues, ensuring that its vehicle meet the customer expectations. The last but not least, catalyze for innovations. Vertical integration serves as a catalyst for innovation at GM, facilitating collaborations and knowledge shared across divisions, accelerating the pace of technological advancement and product development.
Thanks, Jesse. From a structural perspective, GM is a large corporation comprised of various automobile brands, service and parts arms, and technology services. Headquartered in Detroit, GM has 163K plus employees globally and operations in Europe and Asia in addition to the US. GM has over 150 US facilities, including manufacturing plants, offices, assembly centers, and dealerships, with over 4,000 dealers making up a crucial foundation of the company's product sales. CEO Mary T. Barra heads up 19 corporate officers and a board of directors of external professionals who meet to discuss and vote on major decisions determining strategic direction of the firm and its business units. Structurally, under the C-suite comprises several departments and employees in marketing, legal, sales, IT, engineering, and more. Now I'll pass it along to Max to review GM's corporate advantage as well as our strategic recommendations.
We got a major corporate advantage. First, GM achieved high profit margin through strategic material sourcing from Asia and Europe, optimizing production costs across North America. GM manufactures vehicles for brands like GMC and Cadillac at the same cost, but market them at different level price point efficiently for different market segments. Stability in sourcing is ensured through long-term contract with overseas partners, enhancing GM's production cost effectiveness. GM logistics systems are designed to minimize material shortage and avoid costly production downtimes, saving significant expenses per minute. Constant production flows guarantee the viability of vehicles to meet market demand efficiency. And then, investment in cutting-edge engineering and software propel GM's industry leadership with vehicle quality and innovation. GM's corporate culture helps in attracting and retaining top talent, very important for ongoing innovation and success. Lastly, partnership with entities like Limax and Utilan Cells with LG Chemical underline GM's commitment to future mobility solutions, including electric vehicles. Thank you.
Overall, we believe that General Motors should integrate with wheel manufacturers domestically, invest in AI-driven companies, and lastly, adjust their North American company structure to be a more cohesive unit. So first, we'll start with the first point, and this is vertical integration, and this is integrate with wheel manufacturing companies within the US. So as of right now, General Motors' current strategy is buying all their wheels from suppliers in Asia. And with that, there's very high cost, first, to buy these wheels overseas, and there's also a very high import cost as well. But with that, one thing that people do not consider is the high logistical costs that come with importing these wheels into the US. So General Motors does import about 4,000 40-foot containers of wheels per year into the US. These are very heavy containers and are very expensive to ship. And with that, these wheels are very, very important when manufacturing a vehicle, as most people know, when putting together a car. And with that, a car cannot be complete without wheels. So every time a wheel shipment is either missed or there's not enough capacity on a boat to put these wheels on, General Motors will essentially have to stop production. This will keep cars halted at the line, and they won't be able to get cars off the line onto cargo trucks into the dealerships. And this costs General Motors a lot of money. And with that, I think, and my team also does think, that it would be a pretty smart job to integrate with the wheel manufacturing domestically. That way, we could have a constant flow of material. That way, we would not have to share allocation with any other automotive manufacturers. All of the wheels would be coming from stateside, so there would be no delay in getting wheels to the manufacturing plants. And lastly, material could be sourced at a lower cost and could be developed at a cheaper rate because there's no upmarks from the manufacturer. And with that, you're putting on 4 wheels per car, sometimes more. So that, again, you're buying a lot of material, so it would make sense to be able to own the whole process internally. Moving forward, AI integration. This would be to invest in AI and technology partnerships. So one thing that a lot of people are seeing in the industry, not only automotive, is the race to AI, the race to smart devices in vehicles, in manufacturing, and even in corporate offices with the engineering teams. So we personally believe as a team that from a customer-facing standpoint, it would be very smart to put some AI compatibility within the car. For example, if you were to integrate with an AI company, you could have this technology in the car. Say you have a question about, what should my tire pressure be when driving on the beach? You could essentially say that into an AI model, and it would give you an answer. Or you want to know where your oil valve is within the car. You could essentially spit that question out, and then your car will give you the answer back. So it would just increase the user experience overall for all GM customers. And with that, you could also integrate AI into the manufacturing process as well. That way, these AI models could trigger what materials are inbound, what materials are currently at the plant, and what materials need to be replenished. So that way, these triggers can essentially be sent out to suppliers, just informing them that they have to have more deliveries, things need to be coming into the plants, and that way you have a constant flow of material and you're not running that risk of shutting down a plant because orders are not being re-triggered. And lastly, AI could be utilized within the engineering teams and within the software teams of GM. It could help them create essentially math data that is used for developing parts, and seen parts could be utilized in certain model years in terms of vehicles. That way it will eliminate a lot of physical part testing, which could take a lot of time and a lot of investment as well. Moving forward, lastly, to operational synergy, this would be consolidate North American operations. So what we mean from consolidation is essentially running GM Canada, GM Mexico, and GM US as one cohesive unit, because the way they operate right now is that they operate as 3 different entities. And a lot of times they do not communicate with each other about either market trends, about engineering practices, or for example, say one branch has more parts than another and one is running really low on materials. So that way they could be essentially shifting materials between the 3, communicating with each other, and making sure that these plants don't shut down or they're not running into any operational risk. Thank you, and these are our recommendations for General Motors moving forward.
We want to thank you again for your time and your appreciation. Feel free to ask us any questions.